I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. City Clerk, would you please take roll?
Councilmember Cooper. Here. Councilmember Beaton. Here. Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski.
Here.
Councilmember Goodspeed.
Here.
Mayor Smith.
Here.
Councilmember Grabowski.
Here.
Councilmember Pontiac. Here. City Manager.
Here.
City Attorney.
Here.
DPW Director.
Here.
Public Safety Director. City Engineer.
Here.
Thank you. Public hearings, we have none. Citizen comments on agenda-related items. This is an opportunity for citizens that are present to comment on agenda-related items. If you wish to comment, please come forward, state your name, address, and please limit your comments to 5 minutes. Are there any citizens that wish to make comment?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council members, Mr. City Manager, City Attorney, and all in the back too. Do we get 10 minutes because there's two of us? Good evening. We come to you again tonight for our 11th time. We wear the pink tees from the radiology diagnostic imaging staff that display 4 seasons on the back side of the t-shirt as a reminder of the remarkable staff who, for 4 seasons out of the year, assist members of our community to be screened through mammograms with the Munson Healthcare Manistee Hospital mammogram and state-of-the-art equipment, some of which are here due to the gifts from the heart from this fabulous event. Because breast cancer and any cancer does not know seasons. We showcase the spirit of our community of support and remembering and giving. We thank the City Council of Manistee, the DPW, law enforcement, schools, churches, the entire staff of the hospitals and various organizations through our community for pausing to remember all of those who have been stricken by this disease. And also we, at this moment, take one moment, if we may, to just pause. As the first year, the entire council embraced us, and you have continued for the last 11 years to do so. So if this moment, if we could just take one moment to pause for just one moment, to remember Catherine Zering, who, as a council member, was a great proponent of the startup for this wonderful event. And so we're here to tell you about Paint the Town Pink 11. We had a wonderful year last year. Once again, we are going to be starting the celebration. Julie and I are trying to pull things together with the staff for Thursday, October 4th. We'll be once again gathering at the west end of River Street near the fountain at 4 o'clock. The ceremony's at 4:45, and then the ribbon walk will begin at 5 o'clock promptly. And this year, we are going to go back down to the Riverwalk unless there's a siege. Isn't that what that's called, a siege? Is that what it's called? In Sej, thank you very much. So we'll hope that that's not the case. But everybody was saying that the one thing that they do love to do is to walk along the Riverwalk. It creates a peaceful atmosphere, and it's much to the credit of those who have come before us to create such a beautiful environment for such a wonderful event. The event is and has always been no charge. The donations or the gifts from the heart, as we say, are always welcome. And we have a few ways of being able to honor a loved one, either through a $20 donation to recognize a loved one who is either in honor or in memory of. We place tags on the beautiful bows that are up and down River Street and on the lamppost, as well as on Division Street and Washington Maple Street. We also will be selling this year T-shirts. We have not had any wearables for the last 2 years, but that is another thing that's going to become available by the end of this week. And so we just ask once again for your support of this wonderful event, and especially to see your wonderful faces down joining us. We once again will be having all the decorations and everything. We have a cadre of volunteers who help us with this project. We cannot do it alone, can we?
No.
This Energizer Rabbit has even been known to climb up lampposts and everything. So, I mean, we just make it happen in whatever way, no matter if it's sunshine or rain. And we hope it's not rain this year. Maybe we have the rain behind us from this past week. So once again, on behalf of myself and
Julie, thank you.
and all of the staff at the hospital, as well as all of those that we are doing this event for, thank you very much for allowing us to participate in this. Thank you.
Thank you.
And may we present you with some of the flyers for this year's event? But that might have writing on it.
Thank you.
Are there any other citizen comments? If not, we'll move on to the consent agenda. All agenda items marked with an asterisk are on the consent agenda and considered by the city manager to be routine matters. Prior to approval of the consent agenda, any member of council may have an item from the consent agenda removed and taken up during the regular portion of the meeting. Consent agenda items include approval of minutes, cash balances, revenue and expenses, notification regarding next work session, consideration of Manistee Catholic Central High School Homecoming Parade, and consideration of the annual Paint the Town Pink event. At this time, council could take action to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski, a second by Councilmember Goodspeed. Is there any discussion? City Clerk, would you please take roll?
Councilmember Cooper.
Yes.
Councilmember Beaton. Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski.
Yes.
Councilmember Goodspeed.
Yes.
Mayor Smith.
Yes.
Councilmember Grabowski.
Yes.
Councilmember Pontiac.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Unfinished business, we have none. New business. Item A, consideration of local revenue sharing board grant applications. The local revenue sharing grant board distributes 2% money from the Little River Casino. The deadline for 2018 Cycle 2 applications is Friday, September 7th, 2018 at 5 p.m. City staff has prepared 2 grant applications for submission to the local revenue sharing board. This agenda item will include 2 separate motions, one for each grant. The first one, at this time, council could take action to authorize the submission of a grant application to the local revenue sharing board for a public safety taser purchase in the amount of $11,621.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Who's second?
Bill.
Coop?
I did.
Cooper second, or you?
It doesn't matter.
I have a motion by Councilmember Goodspeed, a second by Councilmember Cooper. Is there any discussion?
Just have a question. Do we, when we buy tasers, do we buy like what the county has? I mean, are they the same type or?
Yes, and they've already upped theirs, because I asked them if we could try to do it differently, but they've already have their quantities.
Yeah, I'm not talking about, I mean, are they the same type of unit? I mean,
Same taser through Avon, yes.
great, okay, thanks.
Any other questions or comments? City Clerk, would you please take roll?
Councilmember Pontiac. Councilmember Grabowski.
Yes.
Mayor Smith.
Yes.
Councilmember Goodspeed.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski.
Yes.
Councilmember Beaton.
Yes.
Councilmember Cooper.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. The second motion. At this time, council could take action to authorize the submission of a grant application to the local revenue sharing board for a public safety utility vehicle slide-in skid unit in the amount of $5,355.96.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski, a second by Councilmember Goodspeed. Is there any discussion?
I just have questions. I'm sorry. This is gonna fit on the four-wheeler we just bought, right?
The Polaris, correct.
Okay. Do we have a lot of use for it? I mean, or is this just getting ready and hope the worst don't happen?
From what we've already encountered, especially some of the calls that we've had on the piers, we found it necessary to have something so we could evac appropriately with that unit. Right now, we first thought we could put the backboard across the back on a perpendicular, but with this type of unit, it'll allow us to actually put our gurney right on it and carry the medic at the same time. So we thought it'd be beneficial to have it outfitted this way.
And what you asked for is everything that you're gonna need? It kind of like, it said the backboard wasn't included?
Right, we have the backboard and a Stokes basket and the tie downs on our truck, but rather not take that away from our high angle rescue, keep that and have this dedicated just for that particular unit. That's why we had those additions.
Okay, I didn't see the additions, I apologize for that.
Yep, there's the actual backboard, Stokes basket and tie downs.
I guess I blew right over that, sorry.
No problem.
Steve, could we see a picture of it sometime?
Yeah, it's in the,
Yeah, it's in
It's in
the
the-
attachment.
Included in your packet.
yeah, it's in the packet.
Okay.
Go back there.
Chief, it indicates that it must be permanently attached to the vehicle. Is that going to hinder the use of the vehicle or limit the use of the vehicle in any way?
No, it shouldn't do that at all. I mean, especially with, a four-seater, we've dedicated this for a public safety type of vehicle, nothing else, so that shouldn't hinder us at all, and it will fit where we keep it.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
Just thought I watched it on YouTube and it seemed to be pretty awesome.
I just had two questions.
Yes.
You have two applications before us, and on this one, I didn't get it, or wasn't fast enough on the first one. On your application form, you have, the police department has received several grants for equipment over the years from the LRSB. The most recent grant was for a 2018 Polaris. The other grant application said something about the radar equipment. So,
We have had that in the past, which was, I think, last year's, where there was radar equipment that we got, brand new radar equipment.
okay, I'm just, could you just explain to me a little bit more why that language is in there and why they're different? Is one dedicated mostly for the police department, the other for the fire department, or how? Okay,
Try to segment it out. One's
Okay.
just dedicated for the fire department grant, and the other one's for the department. And then when I go to the board, I actually speak in both departments for the requests.
okay. All right. That's sort of what I figured, but I just wanted some clarification.
No problem.
Thanks.
Any other questions or comments? City Clerk, would you please take roll?
Councilmember Beaton.
Yes.
Councilmember Goodspeed.
Yes.
Councilmember Grabowski.
Yes.
Councilmember Cooper.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski.
Yes,
Mayor Smith.
Yes,
Councilmember Pontiac.
Yes.
Motion approved.
thank you. Item B, consideration of an agreement with Manistee County to provide planning and zoning administrator services. The city's planning and zoning director administrator retired on August 31, 2018. Instead of the city hiring a new planning and zoning administrator, Manistee County has offered to provide planning and zoning services through their planning department on a contractual basis. At this time, council could take action to authorize the city manager to work with the appropriate Manistee County officials to develop a contract for council's consideration.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski and a second by Councilmember Beaton. Is there any discussion?
Just a question. Has there been any conversation beyond just they're willing to listen to us, or?
Yeah, I did have a meeting today with the county administrator plus the planning director. And my intent was to sit down and just talk in general terms about how a contract might be put together. And I was quite surprised that they brought in a contract. So we talked about a few things and going to make some revisions, and they're going to present me another draft in the very near future.
Thank you.
I understand Rob is going to be at the planning commission meeting on Thursday this week.
He is, and that was an arrangement that we had made prior to really getting into the contract. They said that they would help us out on an interim basis regardless of whether they actually ended up contracting with us. So they're going to provide interim services until we can reach a contract agreement.
I think it's, it's a win-win situation when we collaborate with other levels of government. I mean, it's a cost savings and a common approach for both entities.
Right.
So. At this time, council could take action to authorize the city manager to work with is there any other further discussion or comment? City clerk, would you please take roll?
This is just talk about a contract.
Right. My intent is at the next council meeting, bring a contract for the council to review and take action if as appropriate.
This simply allows him to negotiate and bring a contract to us.
No, I would not suggest entering into a contract without
Well, I
council.
understand
Yeah.
that, but I don't know if I don't think I'm all for it as right now anyway, so.
Okay, that's fine.
Approve this, but, don't be surprised if I take
Okay,
Right.
that's fine. Yep. Thank you.
Any further comment? City clerk, would you please take roll?
Councilmember Cooper. Yes. Councilmember Beaton.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski.
Yes.
Councilmember Goodspeed.
Yes.
Mayor Smith.
Yes.
Councilmember Grabowski.
Yes.
Councilmember Pontiac.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Notices, communications, and announcements. The report from the tree commission has been canceled tonight. The person was not available. So we will move to concerns and comments. Citizen comment. This is an opportunity for citizens to comment on municipal services, activities, or area of city involvement. Citizens in attendance shall be recognized by the mayor for comment limited to 5 minutes. Letters submitted to council will not be publicly read. Are there any citizens that wish to make comment on municipal items? If not, we'll move on to officials and staff. City manager,
Nothing at this time.
city attorney,
Nothing, Your Honor.
city clerk,
Nothing, Your Honor.
public safety director.
Just a couple of quick items. Number one, sometimes things that don't go talk too much is about our interdepartmental cooperation that we have here within the city. I just like to, on the record, compliment the Department of Public Works and specifically Jeremy, who keeps everything going in the city. I mean, especially our vehicles when they go on the fritz, he's really done a wonderful job making sure that we keep everything in service. So it's nice to have that at a lower cost, so we don't have to put it in. So it's nice to have that. Number two, as far as our fire department concerned, just looking at our year-to-date stats, which I looked at today, we're up about 237 calls for service as opposed to last year. So we are keeping very busy over there at the fire department. So thank you.
Thank you. Public Works Director.
I'm just curious what he's gonna ask a favor for now. Nothing, Your Honor.
City Engineer. Council members. Councilmember Cooper.
Wonderful Labor Day weekend. Lots of rain. Loved it.
Okay.
My turn? I just want to thank the ladies for the Paint the Town Pink. They do a fabulous job every year. I help out a little bit when I can. I do appreciate all that you do and how you use the money that you make, how it helps the community. It's much appreciated. My mother passed away with cancer, and I know how beneficial it is. Thank you.
That's true, I'm good, thank you.
I have two things. First of all, Chief, I think the fire department and you and all that, the medical building did a great job. They helped out, get all the people out of dialysis, I think, so that was great. The second thing is I know everybody saw the paper, Traverse City paper, where it talked about the downtown Manistee resurgence. That was in the paper there on a Sunday a couple of weeks ago. So I just think that, it really promoted Manistee. So, thank you very much.
We have a very nice letter from the Michigan Association of Municipal Clerks commending Heather Peffley on the work she's done. Through our Certified Municipal Clerk Certification programs, clerks are recognized for the knowledge in a multifaceted clerk's profession. We're pleased to announce that your city clerk, Heather Peffley, has met the program criteria and has recertified of the CMMC certification. Congratulations, Heather.
Thank you.
Thank you. Would make two other announcements. Each member would have a packet from the MRA, and the MI director is moving on to a different endeavor. This one's from Ken Cott. He's going to go to work as an insurance agent in October. And I've also been notified that the DDA director has accepted another position, and it will be moving on shortly. With that, we will move to our, consideration of a closed session, IAFF union contract negotiations.
Mayor Smith, may I pass out the service awards before we do that? Do have some, well, those are service award cards. I'm gonna start with the longest service. There's Jeff. Kathy Boyle,
How many years?
41 years.
Wow.
Mark Owen,
One each.
yes, yours,
Yes.
29 years. Bruce Cook,
Right?
or Ryan Cook, sorry.
No worries.
Mickey McCann, 19 years. Heather, 18 years. Gosh, you only look 18.
Thank you.
Bruce Banks.
Yep.
Art Cameron, 15 years. Rick Moore, 3 years. And Bridget and Jillian?
Gilliam.
Gillian. There you go. Thank you for your
Thank
service.
you, staff appreciates it.
Consideration of a closed session, IAFF union contract negotiations. City Manager Thad Taylor has requested a closed session this evening as permitted by the Michigan Open Meeting Act, Section 8, subparagraph C, to discuss contract negotiations with the International Association of Firefighters. At this time, council could take action to proceed to closed session under Section 8C of the Michigan Open Meeting Act.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski, a second by Councilmember Goodspeed. Any discussion? City Clerk, would you please take roll?
Councilmember Cooper.
Yeah.
Councilmember Beaton.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski. Councilmember Goodspeed.
Yes.
Mayor Smith.
Yes.
Councilmember Grabowski.
Yes.
Councilmember Pontiac.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Do I have a motion to go back into
Motion.
open session?
Second.
You second? I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski, second by Councilmember Goodspeed. City Clerk, would you please take roll?
Councilmember Cooper.
Yeah.
Councilmember Beaton.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski.
Yes.
Councilmember Goodspeed.
Yes.
Mayor Smith.
Yes.
Councilmember Grabowski.
Yes.
Councilmember Pontiac.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Item E, consideration of a collective bargaining agreement with the IAFF union. At this time, council could take action to approve a 4-year collective bargaining agreement with the International Association of Firefighters and authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the document.
I'll
I'll
make
make-
that motion.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilmember Beaton, a second by Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski. Is there any discussion? City Clerk, would you please take roll?
Councilmember Pontiac.
Yes.
Councilmember Grabowski.
Yes.
Mayor Smith.
Yes.
Councilmember Goodspeed.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski.
Yes.
Councilmember Beaton.
Yes.
Councilmember Cooper.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll make
Motion-
them. I'll make it.
Hmm?
I'll make it.
Motion to adjourn.
Hit it.
Mr. Taylor, I'd like to thank you for all your due diligence on working through that contract.